more on the U.S. presidential race. LaFleur Stephens-Dougan joins me now from New York. She is an associate professor of political science at Princeton University. LaFleur, thanks so much for joining us. You know U.S. politics very well, but could you ever have predicted a primary race in this state of affairs?
Well, you know, I think everyone is maybe a bit more surprised than we actually should be. I mean, historically, we've seen that candidates have been able to use race and play to people's most base fears and base instincts in order to attain votes. So what Trump is doing is really nothing new, and it's a tried and true strategy that research has shown actually works.
Then can Trump go all the way?
Now, that's where I think it gets a bit more tricky, because I think he will be likely to actually win the primary nomination or to win the Republican nomination, but I don't foresee him winning in a general election because the primary electorate base is a lot further right than what we would expect the general electorate to be. And so for that reason, I don't foresee him going actually all the way.
Let me ask you, what do you think this race for the nomination says to the wider world when messages like Trump's that polarize race and religion are really heard around the globe?
You know, I think it's really troubling, and I think it's going to hurt our standing, the U.S. that is, in the larger world public, because it's sending the message that we have a segment, at least here in our population, that is really comfortable with racist, xenophobic, and jingoist rhetoric. And I don't think it's going to do anything good for our diplomatic relations.
So what about the Democratic nomination then? Perhaps not as animated a story, but important nonetheless. Where do you think that's going?
Yeah, so the Democratic nomination, I think there's been generally in the media a sense of inevitability with both Clinton and Trump, and I don't think it's quite as inevitable as the picture might seem currently. Now, Sanders today, I think he has an attempt or a real good chance of really helping to not only push Clinton further left, but to also really give her a bit of a run for her money. So if he's able to repeat what he did in Michigan, in Ohio today, in Illinois, Missouri, maybe some of those Rust Belt Midwestern states, I think he has a good chance to at least make her team rather scared, and it won't have that era or that aura of inevitability.
Okay, LaFleur, we're going to have to leave it there. I'd like to thank you so much for joining us live from New York and sharing your insights on the U.S. election.